Today we are looking at Fresh Off the Boat, a series about a Chinese-American family adapting to life in the United States. In this video, we are focused on strangers' conflict. Our main argument is that this conflict is not just about cultural difference, but about how identity is shaped and negotiated under social pressure. In many situations, people are first judged or labeled by others, and this influences how they express themselves and how they try to belong. To explore this, we used ideas like identity, inculturation, in-group and out-group, ZHOU dialogue and expression.
Let's look at first moment. Louis proposed hiring a white host, revealing his strategic use of identity for success. When Louis mimics the customer,
Huh? I thought this was an old West steakhouse.
He's not just joking. He's revealing an ascribed identity forced onto him. An outsider who doesn't belong in Western space. Notice his fraud and confusion. These exaggerated expressions reflect a deeper reality. His Chinese face is read as a visual mistake, exposing the subtle prejudice embedded in everyday interactions. Louis' avowed identity here is a strategic pragmatist, but he says,
I need to hire a white host.
His eureka moment shows he believes he's found the ideal solution. He's not a victim, but a businessman working within the system. Here, race is treated as a strategy shaped by dominant cultural expectations. But not everyone gets to figure it out like Louis. For Eddie, identity is not a strategy, but a battleground. Eddie's avowed identity emerges when he says,
My name's Eddie.
And confidently discuss B.I.G.'s albums, aligning himself with hip-hop culture and the American cool kid image. Yet this self-definition is disrupted by his ascribed identity. When white children say,
Ying Ming is eating worms,
he's reduced to a stereotyped strange Chinese boy. Their disgusted faces and laughter show rejection, where even his food becomes a marker of exclusion. This tension becomes even more personal in Eddie's case. Eddie's line,
Chinese food. My mom makes it.
reflects enculturation. His food carries identity and family. But when others call it worms, his reaction shifts to embarrassment, showing how quickly pride turns into shame under rejection.
Next, I will focus on two moments that show how Eddie begins to respond to this experience. In the third scene, Eddie says,
I need white people lunch. That gets me a seat at the table.
Here, food becomes more than just food. It becomes the symbol of belonging, while a seat at the table represents social acceptance. His serious tone and focused, slightly confident expression suggest that this is a deliberate decision rather than confusion. He understands that in order to be accepted, he needs to adapt. This reflects enculturation, as Eddie actively adopts the practices of dominant culture to fit in. This tension becomes even clearer in the next moment, which reflects in-group and out-group dynamics. When Eddie says,
Everything fits perfectly inside a box? Awesome!
his bright expression and enthusiastic tone, along with a light smile, show his admiration for how everything is neatly organized. This reaction suggests that he is drawn to the idea of fitting in and becoming similar to others. Here, fit is not just about food, but also identity. The box symbolizes social norms and group boundaries. Eddie's response reflects his desire to move from the out-group into the in-group, while his mother questions the cause of that desire.
I will briefly refer to the four moments and focus on several implications and barriers. In moment 1, identity is constructed through the father's dialogue about a white host. In moment 2, identity and enculturation are shown as Eddie is included and then excluded based on cultural norms. And in moment 3, enculturation shapes Eddie's behavior as he adapts to fit in. In moment 4, in-group and out-group differences are seen between Eddie and his mother. So overall, these moments show that conflict is caused by how identity is assigned and shaped by culture, especially when people judge others based on their own norms. In real intercultural communication, this suggests that misunderstandings often comes from different interpretation of behavior and expression, not from intention. The main barriers include stereotyping, exclusion, and misreading reactions, and these can be improved through awareness, empathy, and adaptability.
Overall, identity is shaped through social interaction and cultural expectations. Louis uses identity strategically, while Eddie experiences it as imposed and begins to change himself to fit in. This shows that the conflict is about who has the power to define identity and belonging. The idea of fitting into the box suggests that acceptance may come at the cost of losing one's identity. Ultimately, effective intercultural communication requires both adaptation and critical awareness.